tend to pride myself on being a pretty big Mario fan. I'll usually tell my friends a bunch of useless trivia about the series. Like, did you know? On the cover of the original Mario Bros, they used an image of Mario falling into the lava, meeting his demise? Why? And I used to think that I knew every Mario game out there. That is until I went to the wiki and realized, wow, I don't know anything. So allow me to fill your precious heads with more, probably unnecessary Mario knowledge, as we check out some of Mario's forgotten games. Let's kick this off with a game that I found at a local game store for $15, and was the first time I've ever heard of it. Dr. Mario 64. Yeah, I always knew about regular Dr. Mario, but one on the Nintendo 64 featuring cute animations and a story was never brought to my attention. So let's go! Dr. Mario 64. The title screen has a really charming animation, done in a style very reminiscent of Paper Mario. I like it. As a matter of fact, the entire game's presentation reminds me of Paper Mario. Considering this game came out 1 year after it, it makes sense to try and continue riding that hype wave.
Find out in Paper Mario!
Suddenly, flu season has struck, and so Dr. Mario rushes about, curing patients all day long. Can Dr. Mario help poor Octo? Yeah, I'm sure he can. Just throw him back in the water where he belongs. That's how they not die. Alright, or just give him a Mega Vitamin. That works too. It turns out Mega Vitamins can cure anything. Wario happens to be viewing this miracle at work and decides, hey, I can get rich off of this medicine if I steal it and sell it. Wow, that's a little too real. So the game pretty much becomes a game of keep away. Wario steals the medicine, and then this mad scientist steals it, and you do battle by fighting viruses. Okay. Maybe this game isn't best suited for a story like this. The gameplay is, well, Dr. Mario. You've got 3 different colored viruses, and you need to line up 3 corresponding pills of said color in order to destroy it. The story just gets really insane from here on out. You chase the mad scientist through a forest, when all of a sudden a spider comes down and grabs you, and then you fight viruses, as you naturally would. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But let's be friends. The game reaches its climax when Mario and Wario invade the castle and have a 4-player versus match. Now that's unique. Wario eventually gets his hands on the Mega Vitamins and eats them. Doesn't that defeat the entire purpose of why you wanted them in the first place? And after eating them, he turns into a vampire. Was that part of the side effects? Let's check out the commercial. Call your doctor about Mega Vitamins today.
Side effects may include dizziness, constipation, vomiting, and turning into a vampire.
Yep, there it was. So we defeat Wario and the scientist. To quote the game, Dr. Mario used the Mega Vitamins to cure everyone. That's very vague and still leaves me with a lot of questions, but I'll take it. And they all lived happily ever after. Apart from Wario, he was stabbed through the heart with a wooden stake. So what should we talk about next? Something like Pinball on the NES? I mean, yup, there's Mario, right on the cover. But when you actually start playing the game, no Mario in sight. It isn't until one of the later stages, where you're all of a sudden playing Breakout. And wouldn't you know, who's that down there? Mario, trying to save Pauline. Strange. And after you complete that level, it's back to regular old Pinball, with no Mario in sight. Weird. And of course, who could forget all of Mario's random odd jobs he's held throughout his life? Do those count? We've got games like Punch-Out, where Mario appears not as a fighter, but as a referee. Thank you for your service, I guess. Then we've got Tennis, where again, Mario would rather enforce the rules. And then hey, we got good old fun Golf. Boy howdy, golf is exciting. Mario looks more realistic here, like an actual fat Italian man, no offense. In the UK and other European areas, there was a game called Yoshi's Universal Gravitation. That name is literally the best thing ever. Other rejected titles were Yoshi's Galilean Invariance and Waluigi's Law of Cosmic Expansion. So let's play some Yoshi's Universal Gravitation. My head hurts. And yeah, I'm aware this game was released in America under the title Yoshi's Topsy-Turvy, but even then, I've never even heard of this game. Where have I been? So the game follows Yoshi in a colorful and adorable storybook-like world, very similar to Yoshi's story on the N64. Upon first glance of this game, it looks nothing more than a very basic Mario side-scroller. It's Yoshi going on cute Yoshi adventures. That is until... Whoa, hey! That gravitation is definitely not universal. What's going on? Well, Yoshi's Universal Topsy-Turvy Gravitation is a big gimmick game. Released on the Game Boy Advance, you wouldn't play this game using the buttons like, you know, any other Nintendo game before 2006. The Game Boy Advance has some weird alien technology or something that when you tilted it, it would mess with the gravity in Yoshi's world, and that's how you would control him. It's a very fun experience, to be honest. Interacting with all kinds of stage hazards, vehicles, landscapes, there's always something new and fresh to mess around with, keeping the game from getting old.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Yar har fiddle-dee-dee, being a pirate is... I'm getting sick. The game ends, somehow, with the situation of Bowser balancing for his life on a wooden plank, while we, the presumably child player, must jiggle the Game Boy Advance until he falls in. Good. Are we proud of what we've done here today? Fun concept, cute visuals, mediocre music, Bowser death. With great power comes great responsibility. 6 out of 10. Hey, welcome back to Mario's Odd Job Hour. On today's episode, Mario joins the military to fight in the Vietnam War. Oh yeah, that happened all right. Mario Bombs Away is a Game & Watch game that probably shouldn't have been a thing. You play as Sergeant Lieutenant Mario over here, grabbing bombs, lighting them up on this oil trail, and throwing them at the enemy. It's really a surprise that Nintendo doesn't reference this game more often. Luigi, however, never joined the Vietnam War. He was too busy protesting and riding around in his van, being a dirty hippie.
The power within. The power within.
Then there was the time Mario worked in a cement factory. In the game, Mario Cement Factory. Oh. So this game's fairly easy. Boos will fly into the machine for some reason and start raising the temperature levels. And it's your job to simply pull the lever, Kronk, and bring the temperatures back down.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
I like how Yoshi and Toad accurately represent people in the workforce. Yoshi looks like he doesn't give a crap, and Toad, well, Toad is asleep. I've got some friends that are pretty hardcore PC gamers. They say things like, PC is the best way to play video games, always. Shut up, Connor, no one likes the GameCube. And then I cry. But hey, did you know that there was an original Mario game made for the PC? Released only in Japan and South Korea. The game was titled Super Mario Bros. Special. Oh, how special was it? Not that special. The game's stages and level designs are all built from the ground up. However, it's a bit hard to enjoy that fact when what you're seeing is this overly saturated eyesore. Seriously, this color scheme is painful. I'm not kidding around, okay? Here's Mario World. Let me do a quick little edit, and bam! It's Mario on a South Korean computer. And how's that music? Oh, you know, bad. The level design is actually really solid. It would be really fun to experience this game in its purest form. Luckily, there's actually ROM hacks of this exact game to look and feel like it would have on the NES. So, if you want to give this game a go, that's how I recommend you play it. The internet is such a wonderful place. Sometimes. One of my favorite games of all time when I was a kid was Windows XP Pinball. I'm not kidding. I genuinely love this game. You want some nostalgia? Listen to this. I love pinball, and I love Mario. If only there was a game that mixed these two. Oh wait, there is!
Mario Pinball Land!
So yeah, as you could probably guess, this is a game of Mario Pinball. How joyous! The game's intro, though, is kinda dark. Everyone's standing in line to get into this machine that squishes them into a ball. Excuse me? Their bones and limbs just mesh together. And everyone's just okay with it. Why wouldn't they be?
Nani?
The game is really charming. Every stage has that distinct Mario polish, accompanied with very adorable music. Your goal is to take out all the enemies on screen and try and make it to the end. At first, I wasn't a big fan of this concept, considering you had to be somewhat accurate in order to hit your target. And for me, a big reason why I love pinball is because I like to hit the ball without thinking too much. But I quickly grew to love this game. Mario Pinball Land is very fast-paced. The ball will constantly bounce off the walls or other landmarks. So if you don't hit the enemy, you'll still feel satisfied. The final boss fight with Bowser is also super intense, and I never thought I'd feel so involved in a battle that involved pinball flippers. So yeah, those were some Mario games that I either didn't know of their existence, or aren't really part of the conversation when talking about beloved Mario games. Did you know any of these games? Let me know, and I'll see you around. Bye!